about this program on the radio, and I came, and he said, well, he can help me, and we go ahead, and he helped me, and see, I'm here now. I went to several lawyers before I came to Mr. Bernstein. They all take my money. Some died, some still alive, and said I should go back on this banana boat.
Go back on the banana boat?
Yes, that's what he said. I'm here.
And here you are with a green card.
And here I am with my green card and ready to go. Going back to Jamaica for Christmas.
Wow. Love that intro there of the show right there. Once again, welcome to the Brad and Squeeze Show, and I'm back. Yes, I am back on 93.5 FM.
No,
I wasn't kicked off yet.
We are doing,
maybe I was kicked off Facebook, I don't know.
I called the animator.
You told me I couldn't work for 2 days.
I called the animator and I said, because everybody asks, where's Squeeze? Where's Squeeze?
Did you tell him the truth?
I had no idea where you were. I would have no idea where you were. So I want to get like this animation guy that comes across and like he's like running around the globe.
Where in the world is Squeeze?
Like Squeeze animated, running around like a little, like
what?
Like a gerbil running around the hamster. It won't be a hamster. It will be you, but running on the globe.
But anyway, Brad, it's good to be back on the show here with you, man. It's good to see the team.
Yes.
Caught up with the team last night also.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
We were out last night.
Yeah, caught up with them,
We went out because we had to have a meeting about where is Squeeze. So Squeeze is like, all right.
Well, I was actually in the office.
Right.
I came to the office.
I am going to come out, and we had to have a sit down. It was like almost like an intervention. And we said, Squeeze, it's the Brad and Squeeze show.
Right.
You got to show up for the Brad and Squeeze show.
Yeah.
And Squeeze is like, okay, let me order dinner first. And we went to the Palm.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we have a picture with everybody there. There we are.
Oh, yeah.
And
there we are. Good looking bunch of people.
There's
what are the guys above?
There's social media queen. We called her social media queen for her birthday, but she'll go back to social media guru
Kim
now.
And Jill. AKA Guru.
And Jill, our producer. And then above, on top,
producer.
what do you see there? What do you see there, Squeeze?
I see actually you and I.
Yes. They put our pictures up at the Palm.
It's not easy to get your pictures up in the Palm restaurant in New York City.
No,
you got to be somebody.
You got to be somebody.
We're all somebody, but now we're somebody.
Right next to Alex Rodriguez.
Conan O'Brien.
And Conan O'Brien. There's Brad and Squeeze.
Pretty cool, man.
Not bad, huh?
That's what it is.
Not bad.
Feel like we're superstars now.
Yeah. So that was last night.
Yeah.
So now Squeeze is now, because we had this intervention, showed up to his own show. All right, so let's see what's going on in the news quickly while we're waiting for the lines to heat up. Why don't you give them the telephone number, and then we'll talk about what's going on in the news.
The number is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Make sure you link up with us right now. You can call the show at 1-800-529-5465. We're ready, willing, and able to take your immigration questions right now, right here with, of course, our attorney, Bradford H. Bernstein, and yours truly, David Squeeze Annakie. Now, you can also check us out on our Facebook pages, not only 93.5 WVIP FM. You've got, of course, at David Squeeze Annakie on Facebook. You also have, of course, Brad H. Bernstein on Facebook. Law offices Spar and Bernstein. And ladies and gentlemen, we're not yet there with YouTube, are we?
Not yet, but we are also streaming live also on the Brad and Squeeze Show on Facebook.
Right.
And the way that our social media guru is going to strong-arm everybody to watching the Brad and Squeeze page, which is going to be our preferred page now, is when you leave your immigration questions or your legal questions on Facebook, the first questions being read off are going to be from the Brad and Squeeze Show. So if you want to make sure that your immigration questions are read off and are answered right now in the next 15 minutes, go to the Brad and Squeeze Show, leave your question there for our social media guru, Kim, who'll be joining us around the 30-minute mark.
Absolutely.
So in the meantime, we have one person on the phone from Gaithersburg, Maryland. We have 11 people.
Is it Gettysburg?
It's not Gettysburg. Gaithersburg, Maryland. We have 11 open lines, and so if you call right now, 1-800...
You'll get through.
You will get through. 1-800-529-5465. While we're waiting for people to call so we can rush...
Yeah, tell us what's happening.
What's going on in the news here.
What's going on?
There's another shooting.
Oh.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, a shooter in Northern California killed 4 people in a violent rampage that began at home and ultimately included 7 locations, including an elementary school. The shooter was killed by police, bringing the death total to 5. 10 people are hospitalized. 2 children are wounded. And
how did that one got initiated?
A woman driving a truck was also shot. This comes as families of the victims of Sandy Hook. And by the way, there's some conspiracy theory on the internet right now that Sandy Hook never happened, which is another crazy thing. But this comes as the families of the victims of Sandy Hook school shooting are in court requesting that the state of Connecticut reinstate a lawsuit against the parent company of a gun manufacturer, because in this day and age right now, if you want to get guns off the streets, Squeeze, it's not going to be from our politicians. It's going to be from our lawyers. Our lawyers, hopefully, over time, the courts will allow lawsuits against gun manufacturers saying that they are inherently dangerous, and as a result, hopefully lawyers can start putting gun manufacturers out of business.
Yep.
That's what they did with silicone breast implants. I mean, if you think about all the different dangerous products that were out there that were eventually stopped because of lawyers like me. Okay, because it's not going to be, if I was a politician, which I'm not, if it would be politicians like me, I would be, but the gun lobby is too strong.
Right.
So it's going to be done through the courts if we're going to stop this gun violence. It's going to be done through the courts.
Definitely.
So that's unfortunately, and then I read this morning that our very highly intelligent president tweeted his horror at the shooting in California, but except referred to the wrong shooting. So he's really on top of the news. I hope he's watching today. Maybe he'll figure it out that he tweeted about the wrong shooting.
Never know.
Yes. All right. So Attorney Jeff Sessions, who, by the way, you ever see the Saturday Night Live? I forgot her name.
Which one?
Kate McKinnon, who does Jeff Sessions, is the funniest imitation I've ever seen in my entire life. So he testified before the House Judiciary Committee about his ties to Russia.
Right.
Seems to be a lot of ties to Russia.
It seems to be.
Right? Even in this room, Squeeze, there could be ties.
There could be a lot of ties. You never know.
So yesterday, Sessions testified before a House committee as part of its investigation into possible ties between the Trump campaign and Russia. And he says, as far as he knew, he didn't know anything. Which is...
amazing.
Which is amazing because he had a meeting with a guy by the name of George Papadopoulos, who has already pled guilty to illegal contact with Russia during the, not illegal contact with Russia, to lying about illegal contact with Russia during the election. He also says he was being truthful when he testified differently back in October. His memory is just a little hazy.
Foggy, huh?
Foggy. This is the second time that the Attorney General of the United States of America. He seems to remember lots of things.
It's amazing how
he remembers lots and lots and lots of things. But for some reason, can't remember when he talked to a Russian. Can't remember that.
Right. Can you remember when you talked to a Russian?
Just last night. I remember. But it had nothing to do with politics.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing to do with politics whatsoever.
I remember when I speak to a Russian.
And
I remember when I speak to a Jamaican too.
Yes.
I remember
everything I do in life.
I remember when I speak to you.
I remember everything I do in life. But it's amazing. But you want to know what is one of the great tools of being a lawyer, and when you prepare somebody for testimony. Okay. One of the best defense mechanisms, if you're defending somebody, I don't know, I don't remember. I don't know, I don't remember. If you see any deposition of anybody, whether it's Jeff Sessions with this Russian thing, or a local car accident, or anything, a contract dispute, whoever is the defendant always never remembers anything, doesn't know anything.
Is that a good thing?
It is like rule number one of preparing somebody to defend the deposition.
You know
nothing. You know nothing. You answer nothing.
I don't remember.
You want to know why? Because as a defendant in a lawsuit, people always think that when they're getting deposed, they're going to win their argument.
Right.
Okay? You never win. Nah. The only thing you're doing is losing in a deposition.
Exactly.
You're never winning in a deposition. So Jeff Sessions, for example, when he walks in to testimony in the Senate committee, he's already been advised. He's a lawyer, and he's already been advised by his lawyers. Guess what? You are not going to win this argument. You are not going to walk out of here and convince anybody that you are scot clean, that you are good.
Thanks for preparing us.
The only thing that's going to happen is more bad things if you open your mouth. Nothing good is coming out of this. So I am sure that he was advised by his lawyers. He already knows himself as a lawyer, that he's walking into this thing and saying, I know nothing. I don't remember nothing.
I know nothing. I remember nothing.
I don't know nothing. I don't. So it wasn't shocking. They're going to have to prove all of this without, it's not one of those, you ever see Andy Griffith, who was then Matlack, that old white guy, and he would go to court and Matlock. Yeah. I was calling him Matlack.
Yeah.
Matlock. Right, so he would go to court, and then after, he was a brilliant lawyer, because at the end of the show, the guy would be on the stand, he goes, yes, I did it, you're right, Matlock, you're brilliant. Every show.
That's the reason I always say you're on the case like Matlock.
Yeah, it doesn't happen like that, folks, it doesn't happen like that. So, all right, let's go to immigration, there's enough.
It's the Brad and Squeeze Show, and yes, we do answer immigration questions here. I do what's called revving up the lines, which I prepare you to get your questions answered by, of course, the attorney, not Jeff Sessions, but Brad H. Bernstein. And the number to call us now on the show happens to be 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. I'm also 100% sure that over the past couple of days, seeing that I was missing, that it seems like there was some conspiracy theory to get rid of Squeeze, David Attic, because none of the computers work. Nothing works around here. I can't get on. And I'm saying, you know what? There's something fishy going on here. But I will handle this off air. You don't want to see what I'm going to do to anyone on air. How are you, Brad? Can we get to the calls?
We can get to the calls, but I want to dispel any conspiracy theory. The fact,
really?
The fact that your keys did not work when you came to the office this morning,
had nothing to do with it.
It was just a pure coincidence.
Yeah, and I was like, beep, 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 beep.
Yeah,
it would not open.
The electronic thing didn't work. It was just an electronic, malfunction.
I started getting paranoid.
Had nothing to do.
Luckily, Paul Hirsch, who came up in the elevator, let me in.
Had nothing to do with any.
Nothing to do with
any conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
The fact that when you sat on your chair and it collapsed, and you were on the ground, nothing to do with it whatsoever. Everybody wants you here, trust me.
Everybody does, right? Sure. That's why I couldn't get in my office either.
All right, so we got a guy by the name of Cash.
Cash, what's up? Don't
What's
let me
up,
spend
Cash?
you, man. What's up?
Not good.
Wow.
Good morning, guys.
What's up,
girl?
So,
Cash
I
is
spoke
girl.
to you. It's Cachet, but I just say Cash.
Cachet. Apologies.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So, Brad, here's the thing. I got my approval notice for my card, my work permit. Then it was mailed out in the same week. However, immigration has the wrong apartment number. The mailman returned the card. But in the system, tracking back the card, it doesn't show where it is. It's not showing if immigration has received it. When I spoke to immigration, they're saying it's in the postal service system still because they don't have it.
Then it's in the postal system still somewhere.
Returned to them yet.
Right. So
it's been 11 days.
Yeah. This is welcome to America and bureaucracy. This is basically it.
Yep.
What was the error? Was it their error that they sent it to the wrong apartment, or your error?
It was their error because all of my I noticed whatever has 24.
Right.
But then for this one they have 2 instead of 24. Now when I spoke back to them this morning, the guy is basically telling me, well, just give it some time if you receive it, but then you may have to reapply.
Yeah, you may have to reapply. Well, this is the deal. First of all, the person you're speaking to is not the Immigration Service. They don't work for the Immigration Service. They don't get paid by the Immigration Service. They are outside contractors who answer phone banks. Okay, they have very limited knowledge. They have very limited information. What's going to happen is one of two. Either you're going to remain patient because you basically have gotten screwed now. Okay, you got the royal screw, and you have to accept that you got screwed. Okay, maybe you got screwed by the post service. Maybe you got screwed by immigration. You got screwed. Welcome to America. Okay, you're not the first. You won't be the last. So you can do one of two things.
What's
you
that?
can just stay angry, mad, and frustrated, and then hope that eventually the post office will get the work permit back to immigration. Then when they receive it, it'll be put in their system that it was received undeliverable, and then you speak to that same person who will then send an email to the immigration service to say, hey, send this back to this address. You'll wait another 90 days and it'll be returned to you. Hopefully. Or you say, I don't want to wait one more day and just reapply again.
So do I reapply and pay more money?
You will pay more money because they're going to say you have to, well, you're supposed to pay more money. So yeah, the answer is yes. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. You get screwed.
And welcome to the U.S.
Okay,
Postal
so
System.
who is the person that would send an email to say send it back?
The person, when you call the immigration service and that 1-800 number, you're calling that outside contractor, they will look in the system and they say, oh, yes, we received back the email. They have no control to send it back. They were just going to send an email or a notice or however they communicate with the immigration service to say, here's a new address. And hopefully within that bureaucracy, it will be mailed back out to you. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. My advice is it's more important for you to work than for you to sit around and be frustrated. Just go pay it again and make sure they get it to the right address. Which is why sometimes you have good lawyers, because, you know, when, not to say that the post service doesn't screw up when we do it as well, but it's less rare that it happens.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling in, though. We do appreciate it, all right?
It's frustrating.
Frustrating.
Very.
Very.
Very frustrating.
Frustrating.
Yes, when I hear that story, I get frustrated.
Very.
Yes.
Frustrating.
1-800-529-5465. Yes.
Very.
It is.
Extremely.
Correct.
1-800-529-5465. The Brad and Squeeze Show, folks, and we're here. And rumor has it that we're going on a road trip, but we'll talk about that later.
We are going on a road trip.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can still see it now, man.
I don't know what this
Who's
road
got the
trip
RV?
Yes, I don't know what this road trip's going to entail. But tomorrow after our
whose
show,
RV is it?
Tomorrow after our show, the Brad and Squeeze Show.
Please don't use the bathroom in the RV.
Tomorrow afternoon
gonna be
after the
clogged
show.
up.
It's a surprise. We'll show you. We'll show you the whole tape probably next week. So I don't want to surprise you on what the road trip is.
Why don't we
but
just get a Sprinter?
It'll be quite
I
funny.
think that's what we should. We just get a Sprinter.
Yeah, Squeeze says he's driving the RV.
Oh, please. Off the cliff. 1-800-529-5465. Once again, place your questions on social media. Kim Moore, our social media guru, will actually ask Brad those questions in a few, so hang tough. Let's go to another call at 1-800-529-5465, 93.5 WVIP FM. We are also on. Let's go.
Chantel.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Chantel.
I'm not too bad. I want to ask you a question. Is it possible for a biological daughter, adopted daughter to file for her biological mother?
Is it possible for a biological daughter to file for her biological mother? Why would it not be possible?
No, an adopted child to file for her biological mom.
No, once the child is adopted, that's the end of the relationship between the biological mother and the child.
Right.
Those ties are done.
Even if they do have a relationship?
Even if they have a relationship, legally she is not the mother of that child anymore.
Done, finis, gone. Bye-bye.
Oh,
There. So
I
once you
see.
so in other words, what the government doesn't want to happen is, I'm here out of status, and my child's here out of status.
Right.
So you know what we're going to do? I'm going to have my aunt adopt my child so she can get a green card, and now my child is an adult. And now my child is going to go and file for the biological mother. That's like an end around the law. You can't do that.
Exactly.
Oh, I get you. I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
But now I fully understand what the process is.
All right. Well, now is this about you or somebody else?
No, it's about someone else.
All right. So what I would suggest is that someone else needs a green card.
And that's someone else
Okay.
needs to call you.
So even though they can't do it through their child who was adopted by someone else, doesn't mean that's the only option in the entire world, and they should give up and cry in their bed. Okay? What they should be doing is calling me at 1-800-529-5465. The same number you call to get on the radio or on our Facebook live digital show, whatever. What do we call this? The digital show?
It's
a live show. It's a live show.
I want to just call it
every day we call it something else. Yeah, they should just call our number and schedule an appointment to come see us.
Okay, so she can do something else otherwise from that child.
That's the reason why she has to call.
Years ago, we used to do a show behind about 500 books. I am not kidding around, and people would call on our show and say, "How do I get a green card?" And I would turn around and I said, "See all these books behind me? See all these books behind me? Those are 500 books on how to get a green card. How, we have to,
And those years ago was about 3 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So tell her to make an appointment to come see me.
All right, no problem. We will definitely. Right. I'll let her know so she can just do what she got to do.
Exactly. Hold on one second.
All right. Once again, folks, the Brad and Squeeze Show, 1-800-529-5465. Going back to the phone lines, Brad, what do you think of this iPhone X? Something to talk about here.
I don't like the facial recognition.
Neither do I.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because when it's dark in the room, it doesn't recognize your face.
It works for me.
Well, yeah, maybe, I guess, dark to dark, but dark to white doesn't work.
No, it should work better for you.
It doesn't work for me. This morning I woke up, my room was dark, I was half asleep. I want to see, because I get text messages through the middle of the night.
So you're saying black people work better with the face recognition?
I don't know.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I was just surmising because you told me it worked for you. I have no idea. And I went to look at it, and I'm like going like this, back and forth, and it's not working. And you know what? Like when your eyes are half open, and then you're like, damn, I got to put in.
Did you turn on the infrared?
Yes, and I'm like, damn, I got to put in.
Did you turn on the infrared?
And then I said, damn, I got to put in my code, and then I'm like, what's my code? I forget. I got too many codes in my head, and then I start going I-130, I-45. No, that's not it. I'm giving immigration forms in there. It was very frustrating to me.
I think you could tell Siri to open it for you.
Maybe.
I think.
All right.
So 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. And word to the wise folks, you may want to be very, very serious because careful with this thing, because anyone can take your phone while you're sleeping. And did you right there?
Do you remember the story that we?
I woke up the other day in my bed, and there was a lady in my bed, and my phone, which I left in the living room, happened to be in the bed.
You were very nervous about.
I was paranoid.
You were very nervous about that story where the woman took the husband's thumb when she was sleeping, when he was sleeping, put it on his phone, and then found him cheating on her. And now you're like, you don't even have to take the thumb; you just have to stick it by the person's thing.
That's something happened to me, but I wasn't cheating.
All right, 1-800-529-5465. Seems to be a slow day on immigration calls, so why don't we go to our social media guru?
Absolutely.
Kim Moore in our social media room, and let's do a little rapid fire.
Hello, Kim. It's been about 10 hours? How you been?
I've been so well in those last 10 hours, Squeeze. I've gotten so much accomplished.
That's very good. That's very good. Still, remind me to buy you those earbuds, because the wires hanging from your ears in this advanced operation here doesn't look too great for the RFQs.
But she's in the social media room. That's how she rolls.
Oh, so social media people have wires hanging on their ears?
Yeah, in social media headquarters, that's their budget. The wires, all right? That's their budget.
I will stay out. Anytime it comes to budget, I'll stay out of it. So what are the questions you have for Brad today?
Okay, Akeelia posted on the Brad and Squeeze Show page, so she gets her question first.
She got it first.
Somebody's working with us here.
Listening.
No. Akeelia on Facebook would like to know, can a green card holder file for his or her spouse and kids from another country?
Yes, they can. And if you are going to become a citizen during the process, you should file separate applications for each. If you've just been a resident for a year and you're years and years away from becoming a citizen, just file one I-130, put all the kids. What are you doing?
Because my computer doesn't work. I'm using my phone to get to my questions. I'm sorry about that.
All right, you can file one I-130. Squeeze just decides to take a telephone call in the middle of the live show.
No, I did not. I'm actually going to my page because the computer don't work.
He never ceases to amaze me, this guy. Which is why.
That was your voice.
Which is why his key didn't work this morning. No, let me get it. So,
see what I'm telling you?
So, yeah, if you're gonna have a green card for just you've had a green card for a short period of time, you're not going to be a citizen for a while, then just file one I-130 because your children will be included. Why say if you're going to become a citizen soon, once you become a citizen, the kids fall off the initial application, then you're going to need separate applications for each. Knowing ahead of time you're going to become a citizen, file separately for each of them.
There you go. And of course,
are we going back and forth rapid fire?
I got one right now, so I'll just pop this one.
Pop it up.
Dion wants to know, if a child came to the United States at 18.
1 second, stop. Mm-hmm. We said we were going to do all the Brad and Squeeze show ones first.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Right, and then we'll go to your question.
Brad and Squeeze?
Yes.
Let's go to that page.
That's true. That's true. Akeelia was smart enough, and she was the only one that posted
so now
a question.
Squeeze
so
can
go ahead.
Now Squeeze can go.
You're all sure? You're
yes.
Sure? You're
yes.
positive?
Positive. Let's go. Rapid fire.
If a child came to the United States at 18, was filed by a stepfather, is the child eligible for citizen?
No. You don't derive citizenship through a stepfather, only through a natural parent. Kim.
Okay.
Valerie would like to know on Facebook, can an uncle who's a citizen file for his niece and nephew who are over age 21 and 35?
No uncle filing, sorry.
Sorry, Valerie.
Yeah.
Squeeze?
No. Just want to remind people that they can place the questions on my page here. I'm actually using my phone because I don't have a computer. Fourth time I'm mentioning that. So I'm trying to figure out how this thing works.
Okay.
All right. Kim?
Tanisha on Facebook would like to know, how long is the interview wait after they receive the work permit?
Depends on what state you're in. So I'll just tell you, for New York, you'll get your work permit in about 4 months in your interview, I assume based on a marriage. So I am surmising that your question is about another 6 or 7 months from the time you get your work permit.
Stacy Ann on Facebook would like to know, I have a friend that got married to a U.S. citizen in September. Can she file tax together? Can they file taxes together when it's tax time?
Yes.
She was on the overseas work program, but she's back in Jamaica now.
They should. If you are married, you should be filing a joint tax return. Although she's now in another country, then if she's not living with her spouse in the United States, then the spouse would be filing married filings separately. And that would be the appropriate thing to do. Because they're not living together at the moment.
Right. Mahmood on Facebook would like to know, if your I-130 is on pending, can you still go ahead and file your I-485?
Depends on who's filing for you. So what he's asking is, somebody filed an I-130. It could have been his brother. That's a 15-year wait. So it depends on whether your priority date is current, if you're an immediate relative, who your sponsor is, are you eligible to adjust, are you 245I? That's a loaded question. We need to know a lot more.
Okay, we've gotten through everything for now, and I'm assuming, but I want people to keep leaving their questions on the Brad and Squeeze Show page.
All right.
I am going to strong arm people.
And not only on the Brad and Squeeze Show page, but on law offices Spar and Bernstein, Brad H. Bernstein, David Squeeze, Annakie, Jamrock Magazine, USA Credit Repair, LinkUp Media. We're streaming on about 10 different platforms right now.
Which is pretty cool.
And we'll answer all of your questions, but we will answer them first from the Brad and Squeeze Show. We're going to come back to Kim, our social media guru, at the end of the show, so please leave your questions. If you're shy, leave your questions now. I promise we'll get them. If you're not shy, like me and Mr. Annakie over here, you have a little more personality, give us a call right now. Give us a call right now, 1-800-529-5465, and we will be answering your questions. Good job, social media queen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do you think she should be queen or guru?
She's a queen.
Queen. Sorry, so she's going to be SMQ from now on. SMQ, social media queen. All right, let's go to Rachel in New York.
Rachel, how are you? And thank you so much for calling the Brad and Squeeze Show at 1-800-LAWLINK.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I called you a few weeks ago. All right, this is my question.
I'm listening.
My husband, he has a green card, right? And he has that passport that allows him to stay out of the country. I don't remember what it's called.
Re-entry permit.
Right? Yes, re-entry permit. How soon? I have a visa. I live in Jamaica. Can I come here when he comes back?
No, he has to file for you.
How soon can he start the filing process?
Let him file for you right now.
Right now, does he have to file that I'm living in Jamaica, or can I just come here and he file that I'm here?
No, because he's a permanent resident. He's on a re-entry permit, which means he can't become a citizen for at least 5 years. So that means he's going to be filing for you as a lawful resident.
Yes.
And the lawful,
so I have to be in Jamaica?
Yes, you can't overstay your time here. You're never going to get your green card unless you do a provisional waiver.
No, let's say
Listen,
I come
Rachel,
Rachel,
You're asking me 101 questions, and they're all the same thing, so let me answer it for you, okay? The answer is, excuse me, you're in Jamaica. Your husband's living with you, presumably right now on a re-entry permit. When he comes back to the United States, he can't become a citizen for 5 years. He has to file for you as a lawful resident. Why is he not doing that right now at this moment? Let him file the I-130 right now. Just because he's on a re-entry permit doesn't mean he can't do it. It's a 1.5 year wait. Let him do it now. N-O-W. Get on the waiting list. You'll come up in a 1.5 years with your green card. If you come to the United States for the purpose of living, and they know you're coming for the purpose of living, you know what's going to happen at the airport, Rachel? You're going to get deported. You'll never come to America again in your life. And you want to know what happens when you come here and then he files for you after you come here? You're going to be illegal. You don't want that. Right now, you're living with your spouse in Jamaica. Let him file the I-130 for you right now at this moment.
All right. What he had tried to get the citizenship.
He can't become a citizen.
He can't.
Cannot.
Yes. Will that affect me?
Yes, because you're going to now wait a 1.5 years. He can't become a citizen for 5 years because he has the re-entry permit. So once you get the re-entry permit, it resets your citizenship to start again waiting for 5 years. So yes, it affects you, which is why, again, I am telling you, file the I-130 right now. You'll be on a waiting list. It's 18 months. You'll come here. Obviously, if he's a citizen, it's quicker, but he's not going to become a citizen. So do it now.
Do it now.
All right. And another question. What's the waiting period to file for a brother or sister?
For a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
15 years right now.
15 years?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
But guess what you should do?
Wow.
Guess what you should do if you're a brother or sister?
that?
File anyway. File and forget. Because who knows what the laws will be in the future. Maybe it'll sped up. Maybe it will be faster.
Right.
You never know. File and put it away. And just because you file for a brother and sister and you say, wow, I'm not going to do it, it's 15 years, doesn't mean in 2 or 3 years something else comes down the line that they can get a green card faster. Wonderful, they'll do it. But if you want eventually your family here, even if it's a generation later, do it now, file and forget about it. And you'll see what happens in the future. That doesn't,
All right,
okay?
thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Sometimes people just like to get me to get an answer out.
Well, sometimes you got to let people get it out.
I may want to remind people about the international number, Squeeze.
Yeah, +1.
You don't have to use a plus anymore. We don't have rotary phones.
No, hold on. I knew that.
Yes,
but
no
you're the one who
rotary
kept
phone.
saying +1, and I'm like, what is he
Well, that's from my childhood. 1-212-227-8933 is our international
Nobody
number.
listens to Squeeze.
212-227-8933, our international number. And of course, 1-800-529-5465. Seems to be a shortage of immigration questions today.
How do you do a +1 on a rotary phone?
What?
How do you do a +1 on a rotary phone?
I was just talking about, you can't. I was just talking about how, back in the day when you did have a rotary phone, and then you went to the dial, it would always have to be +1. You don't have to do it anymore on cell phones. So I was just talking about the era, not the particular rotary phone. When you had a rotary phone, you would dial 0 and say, hello, operator, can I have Jamaica?
Right.
Okay? I mean, that's the olden days.
That's the
olden days. Operator, I'm having trouble calling Jamaica. Can you help me? There's no operator anymore. No operator. All right, so anyway, Squeeze, this comes, I want to talk a little bit about immigrants and credit.
Just remember, man, when you used to have to pay so much money to call other countries, now it's free.
It's free.
It's free, just get a WhatsApp.
Yeah, exactly. Or buy it.
Anyway.
All right, so I want to talk about immigrants and credit, because we talk about USA Credit Repair is our proud sponsor here, Squeeze, as you are aware.
Very much so.
And they sponsor the show every day, and we talk about how you have to get your credit up, and we talk about why your credit should be over 700. But we never talk about what are the problems that immigrants have, people who come here, people who may be minorities, who were not born in the United States of America. What are their problems with credit and establishing credit? You know, it can take years. Years, and anyone out there who's an immigrant to the United States knows that it could take years to develop credit, especially if they were not born in the United States of America. And it's an issue that immigrants have, especially people who have green cards, who are coming here on work visas, want to lease a car. They don't have credit. Because it is very difficult, Squeeze,
Extremely
to transfer
difficult.
your credit.
You're bright, man. You're awfully bright.
To transfer your credit from your home country, you can't. You can't say, "Wow, my credit's great in Trinidad or Jamaica."
As a matter of fact, it's not a matter of
they don't
it's difficult,
care.
you just cannot.
They don't care.
You cannot transfer your credit history from that country to the credit system that's in America, which is Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, which monitors. You can't.
So why can't you? It's just they don't allow it.
It's just don't allow it.
All right. So why don't you give some financial tips, courtesy of USA Credit Repair, to immigrants who are coming here who want to establish credit? What are some of the things they need to do?
Well, the first thing that, and I'm quite sure you tell them about this, is the first thing that they have to go and do is get themselves a social security number.
Okay.
That's the first step.
You don't have a social security number, if you can't do anything.
Yeah, if you don't, that's not true. That is really not true, because students actually come here and they're able to get into the credit system without a social security number, all right? Because they're able to open bank accounts, they're able to do it under their name, and they give them a specific number. However, if you are here as an immigrant, the first thing you want to do is go out and get yourself a social security number, okay, or even a TIN number,
right?
But preferably a social security number if you can.
So you can establish credit with a TIN number, a tax identification number?
You can. We don't recommend it.
But you can.
But
because there are immigrants out there who can't get a social security number but want to establish credit.
Right.
Now, let's just talk about, from a lawyer standpoint, how you get a tax identification number.
Yeah.
You have to file a tax return. It's the only way to do it. And on your tax return, you file a W-7 form. By the way, we have tax attorneys here
Yes,
who do this. Carmela, who do this for people all the time. And you have to put a W-7 form on the 1040 return requesting your tax identification number. And with that TIN number, you can also establish credit, although probably your credit would not be as solid.
Precisely.
As solid as if you had a social.
And you won't be able to use that to buy a house.
Right, but it's still better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
Okay.
However, we recommend that if you can get the social security number, get that. Now, the first thing you want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is open up yourself a bank account. That's the first thing you want to do.
Right.
Open up a bank account. Once you squeeze a scarf. Okay,
Yes.
my scarf is killing my microphone.
Killing your microphone.
Let me strip and get naked here.
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody's going to tune in now.
It's a little chilly here in the studio. We only have 25 lights on us.
Everybody's a comedian.
All right,
so basically, open up a bank account.
Right.
The next thing that you want to do is get yourself a secured credit card.
Right.
Because by getting yourself a secured credit...
how do you get a credit...
Can you explain what a secured credit card is?
What is the difference? No, I don't know what is the difference between a secured credit card and a regular credit card.
It's exactly what the word says. Secured. So in other words, you open up a secured credit card by going to your depositor's bank, giving them $300 or $500 to hold. So you have to they'll establish a credit line.
So, okay, so then...
Let's see if you can figure this out.
Then the first thing you do is open up a bank account.
Which I said that.
I didn't hear that part. And then you put money in the bank account. I didn't hear that part. I don't know. It seems smarter when I say it then.
Really?
and then you go and get your secured credit card, which is basically secured against the money in your bank account.
And pretty much you can do it the same day.
Isn't that a debit card? That's different than a debit card.
It's different from a debit card because the debit card is attached to the bank account.
Right.
The secured credit card is not attached to the bank account. The secured credit card, they do report that to the 3 credit bureaus, which is Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and they hold your money as collateral or security. God forbid you run off with the credit card or max it out and not pay.
So now something is being reported to because when you have the secured credit card, something is being reported to the credit bureaus, and guess what?
3 credit bureaus.
They're only giving you enough credit, I assume, with the money that you have in the bank account.
Precisely.
So your credit will probably be very good because you're paying off your credit card at the end of the month.
No, providing that you do pay it, because some people will max the credit card, the $300, and don't pay it off. Now, the other thing that you also want to do, you want to keep your credit card balances under 30%.
Okay.
Because if you max it, your credit rating is not going to
go up.
Yeah.
So if they say, for example, we're giving you a $500, because that's probably how they would start.
Our $1,000.
Okay. $1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. They give you $1,000. You don't want to put more than $300 on it.
Yeah. You don't want to go
at
over
any time.
Exactly. Your balance should be you should never be over 300.
And you can pay your credit. If let's say you go and make a a very expensive purchase. Okay, it's Christmas time.
Yep.
I want to buy, the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip for my kid. And the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip is very expensive because it's an antique already, and it's about 30 years old.
Yeah, right.
So it's going to cost you some money.
Right.
And as a result of that, you spend $400 or $500 on your $1,000. You don't have to wait. Right. Tell me, is this correct? You don't have to wait for your credit card bill to come. You can pay off $100 or $200 of that credit card, and that way keep it under 30%.
Yeah, but you don't want to pay it off completely, because then you're not demonstrating that you can pay your bills consistently over a period of time. So you definitely want to make sure that you have a balance on it.
What about making your rent count? Can you ask your landlord to report your rent payments to the credit bureau?
Not all landlords, but most are doing that right now, because when you do go to apply for a rent now, they are pulling your credit. So people should really be very concerned now if their credit is not good. They actually should go out and ensure that they get a good credit score, because landlords, just about 100% of them, is checking to see if you have good credit. And yes, you can ask your landlord or the management company to report your rent. Another thing also, get yourself a utility bill. And your cell phone is now considered a utility bill. They're actually checking your credit for that, and they're actually reporting that in many cases to the credit bureaus.
So if you had to leave, if you're an immigrant here, okay, let's summarize what you need to do to establish good credit.
Okay.
Open up a bank account.
That's the first thing, yep.
Get a social security number or a tax identification number.
Do it the other way.
Do it the other way. Get a social security number or a tax identification number.
That's one.
Open up a bank account.
That's two.
Put your bank account, attach it to a secured credit card.
Just say open up a secured
Open up a secured credit card.
Yeah.
Keep that secured credit card balance less than 30% at all times.
Yes, or try to.
Right. Ask your landlord to report your rent.
Okay.
Open up a
utility
bill, which would be your cell phone bill. Don't do one of these prepaid cell phones where you give $500 and when the $500 is up, you got to go pay it again, because that's not being reported anywhere. Open up a cell phone account with AT&T or T-Mobile and let them report that you pay every month your bill.
And another thing also, also ask your spouse or someone in your household or someone you're very close to add you to their credit card.
Right, because then you're included on that as well. That's a very smart thing to do too.
That's also another thing that you can do.
And now, after you screw all this up, you call USA Credit Repair.
If you screw it all up. And by the way, you can continue establishing credit after the secured credit card is open for 6 months.
Yes.
You can go and apply for an unsecured credit card.
Okay.
But if you muck it up, if you screw it up,
call US. Why don't you tell them about USA Credit?
And for those of you who already have mucked it up, and whether or not you're an immigrant or not an immigrant, you may want to call this company called USA Credit Repair Inc.com. You call those guys. I know those guys personally. They're very good at repairing your credit. But a few things with repairing your credit. One, you have to be patient. Some of you are looking for instant gratification. Yes, we do have something called a rapid scoring system, which this can handle it in a couple of weeks. However, for those of you out there in general who want to get your credit repaired, you call us, you wait. It's going to be approximately 45 days before you start.
They give you a 90-day money-back guarantee as long as you follow their protocol.
Precisely.
So if you don't follow their protocol, is don't open up more accounts, don't keep charging stuff. But if you follow their protocol, they give you a 90-day money-back guarantee.
100%.
That if your credit is not up within 90 days, money back. And if you know the answer. We don't have time to give a citizenship question. The answer is Abraham Lincoln. So if you call up, that's the answer to my citizenship question today, Abraham Lincoln. So if you call up USA Credit Repair,
and give the question to that answer.
This is the opposite. This is Jeopardy. Who was the president during the Civil War? Okay, and you know the question to this answer, Abraham Lincoln. Then they will give you 30 days absolutely free. And the telephone number is 1-800-872-7177. That's 1-800-872-7177. Call them now. First 30 days is for free if you know the question to this answer, Abraham Lincoln.
Absolutely.
So you call up USA Credit, you say, Zedmar, who was the president during the Civil War? Zedmar's going to go, what? what you're going to get, but you're going to get 30 days free credit repair. 1-800-872-7177. 1-800-872-7177. Call them right now.
Right now.
At this very moment, and you will get 30 days free credit repair, 90 days money back guarantee, all courtesy of USA Credit Repair, and only for our viewers and listeners of the Brad and Squeeze Show. Our proud sponsor, USA Credit Repair, 1-800-872-7177. Look, Squeeze, we did 15 minutes of USA Credit Repair, and people were interested. People were interested.
You know, that's the reason why we're getting 12 inches of snow tomorrow.
12 inches of snow. No, we're not. All right. So let's go to, we have a whole bunch of people calls on immigration.
Do you think we should go to SMG again and come back?
We're going to go to SMG at the end of the show. Let's go.
Right.
We had a lot of people waiting on.
All right. Let's see if you can rapid fire with a radio calls
quickly. Bilal from Queens. Bilal from Queens.
Yes, speaking.
How are you?
Yes. I'm fine. How are you?
Good. What's
wonderful.
up?
All right. So I was recently denied the removal of conditional residency, which is the I-751.
Yep.
So I had my 2 years green card, and then I was denied.
Did you file a joint application with your spouse?
Yes, I did.
Okay. They don't believe it's a real marriage. That's why you were denied.
Yes, because my wife, they came to our apartment. My wife was not there. I was at work, and when they went to her mother's place.
Bilal. This is the good news. I'll tell you the bad news and the good news. The bad news is they're going to put you in deportation. The good news is you get to renew your application before a judge and prove all again de novo. De novo means without review of what immigration discovered. Okay, before an immigration judge, if you can prove it's a real marriage, you and your spouse live together, share the same bedroom, share the same economic relationship, you get a green card. Hold on one second, okay, because you pleading your case out to me on this show is not going to help you. You coming in to see me will help you. Hold on one second. Let's go to Bobby on line 2. Bobby is also in New York in the Bronx.
Bobby, BX, what's up?
Hello.
How are you?
Back.
Hi, Bob.
What's up?
Hi. I'm trying to find out because I'm confused with. I put in for my family in Jamaica, and it was 2007.
Right.
But I'm trying to find out how far back they are.
Who is your family? Are these your married children?
No, these are my brothers and my sisters.
Your brother, they're into 2004. You have about 3 to 4 more years to go.
So, now let me ask you something about what's on this paper here. The receipt date is December 26, 2007, and then there's a notice date of December 28, 2009.
It's the receipt
What's going
date.
on with these two dates?
The receipt date is your priority date. They're up to cases in 2004. Once they get up to December 2007, your family will get appointments for green cards. So it goes based on the receipt date, not the notice date. The receipt date is the day in which your application is received by immigration. That's what established your priority date.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So my priority date is receipt date. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So just hold on. Don't sell property yet, but hold on. A couple years they'll be here.
Don't sell your properties yet. I like that.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Tamara in Jamaica. All the way from Jamaica. She's
Hi, good morning, Brad.
How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Beautiful.
I'm good over here.
All right.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I travel on the overseas work program, and I got married there, but I came back to Jamaica. No, I'm actually looking about to go back to work, but my husband, he already filed the I-130 petition already.
Yeah, if your husband has filed the I-130, you're not going to get the overseas work visa again, because that is a visa for you to come temporarily to the United States to work and return home. The fact that he's already filed the I-130 shows your intent to remain in the United States, so it's unlikely you will get it. You just got to wait out the green card.
Even if he hasn't heard back from them?
Even if you haven't heard back from them, you got to hold out and wait on the green card. Hopefully it'll be shortly. All right? Hold on one second. Let's go to, I'm trying to get through every question here. Nioka
You're
also
moving,
in
man.
Jamaica.
I like that.
Nioka also in Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Hello.
Hi, Nioka.
Hi, Nioka.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good.
Is it Nioka or Nioka?
Question.
Doesn't matter. We got to get through these questions. Nioka, Niaka, whatever it is, what's your question?
Mucking up the people's name.
I did not muck up your name. Did I get it right? Is it Nioka or
My dad is living
Niaka?
in New York.
Yes.
Go on, Nioka.
Yes, he's living in New York, and I'd like to know the procedure for him to file for me and what's the duration.
Your dad's a citizen or a resident?
He's a citizen.
Okay, you're single or married?
Single.
And was your dad married to your mom ever in your lifetime?
No.
Okay, so the procedure is he has to file an I-130 visa petition. He has to establish that he's an I-130 visa petition. He has to establish, he's not going to be able to do it on his own. I'm telling you frankly right now. He has to establish that he's your biological father, which means that his name was put on your birth certificate at the time of birth, not 5 years later. If it wasn't put on at the time of birth, you're going to end up taking a blood test. And you also have to prove that between birth and 18, he had a parent, a bona fide parent-child relationship with you. He took care of you. You got to be able to prove that.
Yes.
Okay? So, so it'll be about 7 years, but he's going to need help. Nobody does that on their own. Okay? Hold on 1 second. Let's go to Jennifer in Queens, and then we're going to go to Kim in our social media room.
1-800-529-5465 is the number for the law firm.
All right, let's go to Jennifer first, and then Kim. Jennifer.
Let's go to Jennifer.
In Queens.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful.
I would like to know.
I would like to know why her phone just cut off.
Let's move to the next one.
We don't have a next one. Let's go to, hold on, because we're going to go, we have others, but we got to go to Kim in our social media room.
Absolutely.
We
Kim,
promised,
how are you?
We promised everybody. As we race through the show in the last 10 minutes.
How is everything?
As we racing through.
What other questions you have?
I got it. I'm ready.
You ready? Let's go.
Okay.
Shoot.
Neju on Facebook would like to know, my husband filed a green card for me in 2015 and they sent me but they haven't sent me anything since that day. What do I do?
Wait, you have a long wait ahead of you. All right, they're prioritizing whether they approve your case in 2017 or 2020. If you heard the other call earlier, your priority date is established on the receipt date, so they're under no rush to approve your I-130 simply because whether they approve it today or in 3 years from today, you're getting your green card on the same day based on the priority date that was established when it was received by immigration. So they're just prioritizing their work. Just wait and hang out.
Should they have already received a receipt?
They should have gotten a receipt notice, but they should not have gotten an approval notice yet. If they didn't get a receipt notice, then nothing's been filed.
Right, they have bigger problems.
They got bigger problems, right?
Shar would like to know, a U.S. citizen filing for a child over 21, how long does that take?
Single, 7 years, married, 12 to 14.
Shanjay on Facebook would like to know, my friend's mom is a citizen. My friend is unmarried. Her mom filed for her in 2013, and her priority date is in June of 2013. How many more years does she have to wait?
Okay.
2 years.
All right.
Squeeze, you got something?
Absolutely.
Are we done with the Brad and Squeeze page?
We are done with the Brad and Squeeze page.
Okay, so now we can go rapid fire back and forth. 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's go.
Okay. Moio, can someone who is not a citizen file for someone?
Can someone who's not a citizen, it depends who the somebody is.
Yeah.
You can't file for your friend. You can't file for your acquaintance. You can't file for someone you met on Facebook but never met in person. But you can file for family members. You can file for fiancés. You can file for spouses, brothers, sisters. You can be an employer sponsoring an employee, but there's no such thing as file for friend or acquaintance.
Okay. Kim?
Kim?
I actually have one for Squeeze. Annie would like to know, Squeeze, what about a student credit card?
Yeah, pretty much. As a matter of fact, if you are in school and you have yourself a social security number, normally the bank would give you a student credit card. Specific banks, though.
Which bank would you suggest?
Citibank.
Citibank.
Yeah.
Okay, Kim? Oh, Squeeze?
Okay. If you are married to a resident and you overstayed, can you get your green card, or do the person have to be a citizen?
You can get your green card, but you're going to end up doing a provisional waiver and going home. Unless you are 245I. But there's no problems with provisional waivers as long as you get it approved before you leave. Okay. Every person we have sent home with a provisional waiver, knock on wood, has come back.
Okay.
Kim?
Dave from Jersey would like to know, I heard if you've been a victim of a crime or if someone has stolen something from you with significant value, that can qualify me for a green card. Something was stolen from me for which I sued and I won the case, but I still haven't been compensated over a year now.
Yeah, just because you were the victim of a theft offense does not necessarily entitle you to a green card. There's something called a U visa, where if you are the victim of a serious crime and you have an injury as a result of that crime, either a physical injury or an emotional injury, and you help the police or the district attorney prosecute the criminal, then you would be entitled to perhaps a U visa, which is a work permit and travel authorization, and eventually be able to turn that into a green card. But the fact that you sued somebody and you have a money judgment against somebody doesn't entitle you to nothing other than a money judgment if you can actually go collect it.
Okay. Audie here, Audie Carroll. How long will it take for a son to file for his mother if she's married?
A son over 21 to file for his mother is 1 year. Whether the mother's married or not doesn't matter.
Okay. All right.
Rita Ritt would like to know, my friend is an active member of the Navy and he wants to do an affidavit of support for a friend. What are the documents that he needs?
I-864 is the affidavit of support, 3 years tax returns, and a letter from the Navy saying what his salary is.
Okay. Vakisha, does the I-130 take, 180 days to approve?
Around.
Okay,
Kim?
around it.
And last thing, Tamika would like us to know that ICE has been doing a 6-day sweep in Long Island, and so far they have detained 25 immigrants.
Okay.
So watch out.
That's our beat reporter in Long Island. Watch
There's a
out.
beat-
Reporter on the beat.
Reporter on in Long Island. Watch out. They've been sweeping everywhere. I mean, they have taken out the brooms and they're sweeping. Long Island, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan. The smartest thing that you can do, the best thing that you can do is find a good lawyer to allow you the peace of mind to live in America and get your American dream, rather than watching out for sweeps. Call us, 1-800-529-5465, squeeze.
Let's go to Chad Thompson. I'm a J1 teacher living and working in the United States, and I am on a 2-year return home rule. Can I apply for a waiver with different school intent on hiring me?
Well, you can apply for a waiver, but we're not going to be able to get into it right now because we are out of time. So we're going to answer that question at the 12 o'clock. Go watch, Chad, watch at 12.
Thank you
Kim,
so much
thank
for
you. We're out of
tuning
here.
in. All right, let's make it
Thank
legal.
you.
The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465.
What are you doing? Ay, ay, ay.